quotes by Alexander L., a New York Times bestselling author, is, "I'm thankful for my struggle because without it, I wouldn't have stumbled across my strength."
My favorite quote by a woman is by Maya Angelou, and it's, "Forgive yourself for not knowing what you didn't know before you learned it."
Elizabeth Warren, and around, kind of surrounded her, was "Nevertheless, she persisted." And I feel like that calls to me a lot. And in as all the things that we have to balance and have to be, and what society says we are, and what the past says we are, and what we want to be and what we have to be, a daughter, a mother, a partner, a friend, a coworker, all of those things, as we're trying to balance them, get very overwhelming, and as we get lost in our heads and we get lost in our hearts, I feel like I come back to that quote, and nevertheless, she persisted. I kind of balance that with another quote that a boss previously had told me, is progress over perfection. Like, we just keep going, we just got to keep going, and nevertheless, we persist. Read, and I really liked it, by Margaret Thatcher. If you want something said, ask a man. If you want something done, ask a woman. I really like that one.
Culture does not make people, people make culture. If it is true that full humanity of women is not our culture, then we can and must make it our culture. By Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. We're either going to have a future where women lead the way to make peace with the earth, or we're not going to have human future at all. By Vandana Shiva.
My favorite quote from a well-known woman is, of course, from Tina Fey, and it's, "There are no mistakes, only opportunities." Totally a life mantra to live by.
My mission in life is not merely to survive, but to thrive, and to do so with some passion, some compassion, some humor, and some style. Maya Angelou.
One of my favorite quotes is by Queen Bee herself. "Your self-worth is determined by you. You do not have to depend on someone else telling you who you are." As women, a lot of times we question who we are, what we can do, what we can accomplish. And at the end of the day, you have to be the one to set those rules and guidelines for yourself. No one else should be able to determine where you're gonna go and the things that you can do and the things that you will see. And that's why that quote means so much to me, because we really are our own pioneers and entrepreneurs and businesswomen and leaders in our communities and making impact in the worlds around us. And we can continue to do that through not letting anyone tell you who you are and what you can do. Be the woman who fixes another woman's crown without telling the world that it was crooked. That quote means a lot to me, just because I feel like as women, we have to lift other women up and empower each other in a world that sometimes is not made for us to succeed. It's really important for us to stand by one another and fix each other's crown, and not, tell everyone else that someone was struggling with something or someone had a hard time achieving a goal or meeting something that they wanted to achieve. So.
Get outside, get your hands dirty, do the things that perhaps you've never done before. Walk and talk alongside women and men that are doing the things that you enjoy. Don't be afraid to stand beside them, not behind them.
So my advice is that there is no starting age for a career. You can start your career at any time, any place, and any age.
To be who you are, but that takes a lot of work. That's life's journey, is to figure out who you are. So if you're starting your career, do what you can and learn what you can't. Building a career is more than showing up to a workplace every day. It is recognizing where you can stretch yourself. It is being uncomfortable and then dancing through the things that you're really good at and comfortable with. So,
my favorite piece of advice that was given to me was when I was in school and I would be struggling with something, and my mom would say, "You're smart and you'll do great." And then I would repeat it to myself. And even to this day, if something feels hard, I just repeat that to myself, that I'm smart and I'll do great, and I usually can get through it.
Take initiative where you feel most passionate, and don't be afraid to speak up, especially if you're new in the workplace.
Have fun. Have so much fun. We are out there doing really hard work, and it can be hard work to care so deeply about the world. But if we're not enjoying what we're doing, and if we're not finding ways to find joy in this existence, then what are we fighting for?
One of the things that I'm really proud about is that I have the opportunity to take something that as a child and in my younger life was something I really enjoyed, being outside, and now I have chances to inspire others to do the same. And even further than that, my favorite times are when in our programs kids see something for the first time or notice something cool outdoors, and when they start to teach me things, like my own children who are now doing the same.
As a kid, I was really into horseback riding, and I always wanted to work with horses and eventually be a famous horseback rider, which hasn't happened yet, but it has led me to cultivate a really great relationship with wildlife and a rewarding career working with wildlife and animals.
Desde que era niña siempre quería estar afuera jugando en la naturaleza y especialmente con gente, y ahora que estoy un poquito más grande puedo hacer las dos cosas en este trabajo. Entonces me gusta poder estar en la naturaleza y estar en la naturaleza con gente.
When I was younger, I had a wild imagination. I was the definition of a wild child. I had dreams of just living outside, leaf and stick fort, picking burdock leaves and dandelions to make salad to live on, of course. And I just thought that would be the life growing up, that you could live off of the land, hunt and gather and spend all day outside. And that was fueled by sunshine and a lot of popsicle breaks.
Algo que me da mucho orgullo es poder trabajar en mi comunidad de Milwaukee, pero además de eso también estar trabajando con los niños de la comunidad hispana. Siento que me veo yo de chiquita en ellos, entonces cada vez que vienen a un paseo me estoy imaginando yo de chiquita, ellos disfrutando del parque.
There is such strength in the divine feminine energy. How decades of work and love collide in the most resilient forms. How soft hands can work the land and wipe away tears mere moments apart. Yet there is strength in women, all women, femmes and thems. And we honor it today, tomorrow, and for years to come.